So here at Everything Electric, starting to stop by some booths. And Teal, if you could introduce yourself and your role.
Yeah, my name is Soheil. I'm CEO and founder at Teal.
Okay, and tell me a little bit at a high level, what does Teal do?
Teal specializes in building DC Fast Chargers for EVs.
Okay, and you have some software you're showing off here too,
we build
right?
everything from scratch, from the hardware, it's all Teal stuff,
So you're designing these printed circuit boards?
Design, built. Everything is made in Canada. The only charger in the world that's rated for minus 50 degrees.
You're based in what province?
Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Known for being cold?
Yes, absolutely. It's currently we're just displaying the smaller models. We have models from 30 kilowatt to 480 kilowatts. But for ease of transportation, we just brought these two units. These are actual real units. We power them up, we can start charging, but they're not the demo units for typical shows. And,
so to make it clear, the DC.
DC, absolutely, yeah. Quite a few features unique to this product. These are 100 amp outputs. There's a lot of 30 kilowatt products out there that only provide 60 amps. So if you have a 300 or 350 volt architecture vehicle, you can't fully get the 30 kilowatt with this 60 amp output. So these are basically real 30 kilowatts to push the 30 kilowatts, no matter what kind of vehicle, what kind of state of charge you are.
So it's for someone viewing who doesn't quite know what the numbers mean as far as their car. Model 3 is super popular here in Vancouver. I see them drive it everywhere.
Yes.
So Model 3, about 70 to 80 kilowatts, depending on what year they bought it, whatever in that range.
Yeah.
So if it's fully depleted, how long would it take to charge? Let's answer it that way.
0 to 100 in like 2.5 hours.
All right. So if you own a fleet of them, or you're in an apartment and you want to charge where these are not really charged, these are DC fast charging equipment. So you're not using the car, you're just dumping juice right into the battery.
Exactly. Yes.
You're not relying on the charger that's under the back seat of many cars, which is really AC conversion.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
And, currently we're displaying two models. Like that's more like a public model. This is a private model. Private model is popular. Anything behind the gates. Could be fleets, could be other applications, could be multi and residentials. Public models are popular with hotels, restaurants, shopping malls, places that people have some time to spend. These are not super high-powered chargers for off side of the highway kind of applications. They're meant for and quite a few interesting features about them. 100% built in-house, hardware and software. We offer a block here that's called a daisy chaining block. Basically, one AC three-phase comes in and one goes out. So the power could come in with let's say 200 amp breaker and go out to the next charger and the next. So you could have four vehicles, four chargers daisy chained on a single breaker.
So an example would be a hotel. There's 4 charging spots. All 4 cars park at like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. check-in.
Yes, yeah.
They're all going to be ready by 8 a.m. departure because every 2-3 hours it'll jump to the next car. Is that how it works?
It is, yeah.
Okay, thank you for that.
Yeah,
and the thing that really jumps out for me and the hardware is the handle.
Yeah.
So Tesla NACS likes to call it North American Charger Standard, but it's really J3400, right?
J3400.
Okay,
That's
so J3400.
Yeah.
So you got that end connector from who for your cable?
This comes
heavy duty.
Yeah, it comes from
Amphenol, okay. And then this is the connector Tesla owners are familiar with.
Yeah.
This part feels really beefy in my hand.
Yeah.
This part's cold, so that's metal.
Metal, yes, yeah, it is. Yeah.
And not liquid cool at this charger.
Yeah.
You don't need to do liquid cool cables.
Yeah, no.
And you in Saskatoon, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why you're laughing.
No,
you wouldn't want to. Okay.
Yes. These are 100 amp cables for this certain product.
And you're 80 amp max or 100?
No, 100 amp.
100 amp, and the cable's 100, okay.
Yeah.
So your cable's not holding you back for your charge speed?
Yeah, no.
Yep.
No. Any 300 to 400 volt architecture EVs, they pull the 30 kilowatts constantly.
Okay.
And we for the fleet models is we offer RFIDs for managing your charge.
Okay. This thing does well in the weather?
Yeah, absolutely. Rated for
metal.
minus 50 degrees, tested and validated. So.
And this button works in a third party to open your Tesla charge port?
Yes, it does. Charge. Yeah, open the charge.
Okay. Jumping ahead, like Hyundai's now delivering their cars with this charge port.
Yep.
So, does that button work on their cars? It's a nerdy question.
This is standard, yes.
So that button's a standard across the industry. Nice.
There's a little UHF radio in there that could work. Once Tesla opened up the standards, they disclose everything. So
so Ford, GM, they're probably going to do the same.
All of it is going to work. I mean, Tesla's solution has been fantastic. So, yeah.
Okay. Just looking at the holster here.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so a little bit of pull. You got the cabin unlocked. Sorry.
Everything is unlocked. Yeah.
But you got a little bit of friction there, and you got some metal in there. No plastic. So obviously you're doing a lot of testing and making sure this works in cold weather and actually hooks on there. Yeah, that feels more solid.
Yeah,
I used a V4 dispenser.
Yeah. Now
it doesn't seem that good. This holds a lot better.
These they go in very satisfying way. Like it's put it on and it's very very nice installed.
So during the
this in-house, typically lots of competition products are using these kind of things that they break and fall off, but it's all built in aluminum, machined and anodized, and real durable stuff, all done in-house.
Very cool.
For serviceability, they use a single-piece automotive wiring harness. These are so-called an idiot-proof kind of harness. So everything is keyed. There's no way to put this wrong. The harness only goes in one way. So, could service this without really knowing much about, how to do it. Just give them a new board. They're gonna just, click in, and these are gonna work. This connector works with this, but wouldn't work with the other one. And there's just only basically one way of putting it.
Got it.
This yellow one and the black one, you can put them the other way, because if you do, things don't work, but they're keyed differently. So it makes the serviceability very, very simple with this automotive type components.
Heat shrink tubing there.
Absolutely, yeah. These are anti-abrasion. Really designed for reliability. Very thin profile. They're only 162 millimeter thick. And
active cooling then, I guess?
Yeah.
In the hot sun?
There's a very oversized intakes for taking the air in at a very low speed. And the exhaust is actually here. For servicing this, if you daisy chain the inputs on these, you want to service them, you basically open this up, de-energize the unit. You could do all the service you need, and then once you're done, you energize it. And the vehicle next to it, or charger next to it, still could be working because you're not interrupting the input from the main panel. In many applications, you might not have access to the main panel. Lots of on-the-street stuff. Where that main power comes from, it's not necessarily clear. You might have access to it. But this allows you serviceability without access to that.
So for safe display at a trade show, nothing's energized. You just got this dinky little cable running this, right? Okay. Just want to be clear if someone sees it hanging out, that's not normally there.
Yes.
And these are production units. Okay. Anything else you want to sum up? Maybe what are you showing on software there?
On the software side, we build
a bit of fleet management.
Yeah, software in-house. Does all your billing. For the public model, you could do all your pricing. Are you charging based on time, based on kilowatt hour? You're charging based on after the charge is done, for the idle time. All those things could be programmed remotely through the software. Software does all the error handling and management. So if a certain component fails, we have a exact error code for that component. Technician goes to the site, they know what's wrong. They'll replace it, just power cycle the units, and the error clears, and you're off to the races.
All right, well, off camera, just before we started recording, kind of a goofy question. You know who Kyle Connor is?
Absolutely.
And Tom Malogny, other people. Tom Malogny's more doing about AC charging at home. Kyle is getting into DC charging in Colorado. You think he'll be evaluating a unit? I don't know, but at least you're in touch with him, it sounds like.
Yeah, I haven't been reaching out to him.
Okay.
But I like the guy, definitely. I like his content. He's a good combination of being kind of nerdy and technical and not quite, also being able to talk the public language. It's a really great skill set he has. I'd like to get connected with him for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
If I can help with that, but he holds the industry's feet to the fire when they make mistakes. Yeah. And boy, do they make mistakes.
And I absolutely love his approach. Industry is really suffering from lots of companies that have raised a lot of money. For a rush to market, they pieced a charger together with a bunch of off-the-shelf random components, throw it in a box, close it. Oh, this is your charger, and obviously things don't work. When you do the air handling, it's not done properly. When designs are not done from ground up, things gets really, really ugly. I could open this up and show you what's going on inside. When I talk ground up engineering, like this lid lifts up, latches in place. We have one circuit board that does 100% of the work. Lots of chargers now, you're looking at 6, 7, 8 circuit boards. They're doing different things and pieced together.
So rapid servicing.
Yeah,
Replace that one module.
Yeah, like I have a time slap on this. The most complicated part replacing in this unit is the circuit board. And the time slap, I do it under 3 minutes.
Okay.
The cables, same thing. You got these 3 little bolts, one connector, right? These 3 little bolts, one connector. And for this, we have a custom wrench here. It's designed very, very nicely. You could take this off with it. Once this comes off, the new one you put in, you don't need to even worry about it because it is designed in a way that holds the gland in place. So as soon as you put the nut on, it's a single-handed operation. You know, it makes it so simple to. So a lot of real good technical details into these.
Nothing sharp, 6 foot 6 clearance.
Yeah.
And who makes this module if this thing goes? Because those are known for some troubles.
These?
Yeah, the credit card reader.
They come from a company out of Toronto. They're called Monex. They distribute them as a QSoft unit.
Okay.
The hardware is made by QSoft, and obviously we customize the software on it for displaying the state of discharge and the messages and kilowatt-hour spend and all those features. Yeah, so it's customized by us. Hardware comes from QSoft, and payment processing is done by a Toronto-based company called Monex.
It's fine. Works fine in the U.S. as well. All done.
They have them deployed from Yukon Airport all the way to Miami.
Okay.
And this is the only unit we tested that work in -50. We have done many payment terminals. The best has been -44, except this one, and lots of them even at -35 they stop kind of working. So.
All right, I'll remind the viewer, I'm in Vancouver. You're talking about Celsius.
Yes.
All right. And then I guess I'll end with this. Tritium chargers with RF credit card processing, Revel in Manhattan, or Brooklyn actually. I've been to that site. And now Tritium, I guess not in business, and their credit card readers, the opening night, it was kind of a disaster. I was there, people just having all kinds of trouble. So you have good field experience with this thing, from Yukon all the way to Miami, with happy customers, with no troubles with credit cards?
We have validated them. They've had thousands of customers that are happy they're using these. It's
okay.
That's the component we don't build.
Yep, that's why I asked. I'm pushing a little bit on that.
We have to really prove it in their field. If I tell you 100% this is going to last for 10 years in the field, that's something I'm not sure. What we've built, we have a really good control over. And I think we're pretty confident that the device is going to do great.
You're leaning a little more towards fleet operators, hotel owners, where it's probably them calling, not so much the consumer if there's a problem. Do I have that right? Or a mix?
Well, this is a three-phase product, right? It's not a consumer-grade product.
Correct, but if someone can't charge,
yeah.
Who would be calling? The owner of the device at the property it's at, more likely?
Yes.
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay. It is the case, yes.
Well, thank you so much for your time and giving me a look under the hood. I always appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
All good.